Hey friends, hope everyone's staying safe and healthy. Um, Today is Saturday, April 4th, and as of Tuesday, March 31st, I have tested positive for COVID-19. I was tested on Friday, March 27th, and got the results back on Tuesday that it was positive. And so I've been under the care of a doctor and nurse, uh, tele- televisit, um, and my symptoms are getting better, and I'm feeling more and more like myself every day. But this thing did not present itself in the normal way that's being publicized and being discussed. And so I just wanted to come on here and tell you a little bit about my experience so that you can know another side of it and just be aware. Um, I was notified after the fact, obviously, that an event that I was at on Wednesday, March 11th, there was someone that tested positive. My symptoms did not present themselves until Tuesday, March 17th. After I had already quarantined myself, isolated myself, canceled a trip, a conference that I was supposed to be at was canceled. Um, over my birthday, so that was on the weekend of the 14th. Um, and I woke up on the morning of the 17th with just really what felt like a cold. And if you're here in the Atlanta area, you know that we've been plagued with this massive pollen. So I was able to really just think that's what it was. It was just pollen. And it stayed that way for about a couple of days. I normally run a pretty low body temperature. And so when I took my temperature after about 3 days, it was at a 99, which for me is a fever. And I medicated myself with over-the-counter drugs like normal and just rested and continued to isolate as much as possible. But along about the 20th of March, the body aches are what consumed me, and I had those for about 4 or 5 days, and they went up and down, and my fever spiked and got all the way up to 102. At that time, I was still following the CDC guidelines and the Department of Public Health. I would contact them, and when I finally did contact a doctor, a teledoc, I was past the point of being getting like Tamiflu, but I was not sick enough to get tested. And so the diagnosis was just to continue to stay home and isolate and medicate as much as possible. When I tell you that the aches and pains, body aches, were severe, like they were unbelievably severe. And they would ebb and flow, but I was never able to get them to where I could function sort of without. I had a splitting headache. I did lose taste and smell, but I also attributed it still to what I thought was a massive sinus congestion or the flu. By Wednesday, the 25th, it just got to be problematic. And only then is when I developed a slight cough and an issue with my breathing. It wasn't shortness of breath, it just felt labored. When I called the doctor then and got medicine, one of the medicines that he prescribed was an inhaler, and I haven't used an inhaler in many years. And so on Friday the 27th, I actually am also under the care of a cardiologist, newly under the care of a cardiologist. And so I picked up the phone and called them simply because I wasn't certain that having an inhaler would be the best thing for me with a potential heart disease. So I called them, and based on that conversation at Emory and then coupled with the fact that I live in a communal space. I'm a sorority house mom at a large university here in Atlanta, and they were able to send me through Emory's waiting list and was able to get on the wait list for being tested, and unfortunately I wasn't tested until that afternoon, but I was able to get in. This virus is sneaky. it, nothing like what I had presented itself like what was being publicized and what was being, what all the graphics and stuff we've seen. I did not have a cough. I did not have shortness of breath when my temperature was the highest. None of those things even presented themselves until after the fact. I'm happy to say now that I am closer to feeling more like myself than I've been in a long time. I am still winded a little bit, simply because I guess I've not been doing anything. But my temperature has stayed normal for almost a week now, which is great. And my breathing is getting better. I feel more energetically like myself. So I just want to give you a different perspective of this thing. I know it's hard to be inside. I know it's hard to be quarantined. I know it's hard to be away from the people that you love, because in all of this, I was by myself. I miss my family. I miss my friends. I miss my girls. And it was really hard to do. Thank God for technology. Thank God for being able to teleconference with my family every night, to do that with friends. That's been a true blessing. But it's been really hard to be by myself and be that sick. So stay at home, stay safe, stay healthy, find something to do during this time, but maybe just rest, because that's the best thing that we all can do. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to every single person that has reached out, whether they knew me or not, and prayed and sent good energies and sent good prayers. They were coveted and they were received and they were appreciated. Thank you so much to the healthcare workers that are out there, the folks that are taking care of us by bringing us food. I am deeply, deeply indebted. There is no way that I could actually say thank you to every single person that's contributed to helping me get better. I truly, truly appreciate it. We will get through this. I have no doubt. Things are going to look different on the other side, but I know that there's going to be some silver linings, and I just want all of us to stay safe and stay healthy. Be good to one another. And love to you all.